Hi everyone, welcome to my chemistry channel. In this video we are going to discuss about some non-blue copper proteins. In last video we discussed some blue copper proteins such as plastocyanine and azurin. Along with we have discussed some multi-copper proteins also. Here we are going to discuss about some non-blue copper proteins. Okay, first see non-blue copper proteins. So the non-blue copper proteins, I take two examples such as galactase oxidase and cytochrome C oxidase. So these are non-commanded non-blue copper proteins. So they are not very intense in color, so they are called non-blue copper proteins. Okay. First take galactase oxidase. So this galactase oxidase is a metalloenzyme. It is a metalloenzyme non-blue copper protein. In the protein unit, it comprises of around 639 amino acids. So nearly it made up of 639 amino acids. So it belongs to non-blue copper protein metalloenzyme. And it is found in fungi. So this galactase oxidase found in fungus. The role, if you see the role of this galactase oxidase, it catalyzes the oxidation of CH2OH group 2, that is CH2 group in galactase to CHO group by reducing oxygen to hydrogen peroxide. So this is the role of galactase oxidase. So galactase is a monosaccharide. This galactase oxidase metalloenzyme which is used to convert the CH2OH group into CHO. And if you see the reaction, so this is a D form of galactase, D-galactase. The presence of galactase oxidase, it converts the CH2OH group to aldehyde group. So this is the biological role of galactase oxidase, and this enzyme, the molecular mass of this enzyme is around 68,000. Okay, and it is a copper containing, so it's a cofactor. Cofactor of this metalloenzyme is copper, and if you see the structure of this copper binds with nitrogen of the imidazole ring of the 2 histidine residues. So 2 donor nitrogens from 2 histidine residues and 2 oxygen from tyrosine residues and 1 oxygen from acetate group. Okay, so there are 5 donor atoms. So 2 nitrogen donors from histidine and 2 oxygen from tyrosine residues and 1 oxygen from acetate group. So this galactase oxidase in copper is involved in the square pyramidal arrangement. Okay. So during the conversion of D-galactase to aldehyde, the conversion of CH to H to CHO group. During this reaction, this copper and get oxidized to copper 3. So during the reduction of oxygen to hydrogen peroxide. So this copper 3 and copper 1 coupled antiferromagnetically in the metalloenzyme, which used to convert the oxygen to hydrogen peroxide. So the reduction reaction is facilitated by this giving electrons to this oxygen. So the binding of electrons from copper 1, copper 3 gives the electrons to the oxygen, which converts the oxygen to hydrogen peroxide. So this is about galactose oxidase. And next we will see cytochrome C oxidase. And this cytochrome C oxidase is mainly found in membrane of the mitochondria. And this cytochrome oxidase is found in inner mitochondrial membrane. Again, it is come under non-blue copper protein, copper enzyme. So it contains two metal ions in the structure, that such as copper and iron. Okay. So it's a copper and iron containing non-blue copper enzyme. And the cytochrome C oxidase is an important terminal member in the respiratory system. During the respiratory chain in plants and animals and bacteria, and the cytochrome C oxidase is the terminal member. Okay. And the cytochrome C oxidase, the role. If you see the role of the cytochrome C oxidase, it is used to catalyze the reduction of oxygen to water. That is, so the oxygen with the help of proton gradient and 4 electrons, which gives water. Okay. So during this reduction, this oxygen using 4 electrons to get reduced to water molecule. So this 4 electron source, the source of this 4 electrons is merely from the enzyme. Okay. So the electron transfer is happening from cytochrome C to copper A and heme A or cytochrome A. Okay. So this is the flow of electrons from cytochrome C to copper A and to heme A. So finally this electron is taken by this oxygen and converts the oxygen to water molecule. Okay. And we know that the cytochrome has 3 types: cytochrome A and cytochrome B and cytochrome C. So this cytochrome C transfers the electron in the presence of cytochrome C oxidase enzyme and transfer electrons to copper center and then to heme center. So then the electrons gets transferred here. Okay. Next, see the structure of the cytochrome C oxidase. And the cytochrome C oxidase is a large complex which containing 2 copper and 2 iron atoms in the protein structure. Okay. So the 2 copper described as copper A and copper B, and the 2 iron atoms described as heme A, heme 3. So it is otherwise known as cytochrome A and cytochrome A3. Okay. So this cytochrome C oxidase is made up of 2 metals, that is copper and iron. So this 2 copper as described as copper A and copper B sites, and 2 iron as heme A and heme A3 sites, or otherwise known as cytochrome A and cytochrome A3. Okay. here this EMe A3 and this copper B provides the active site for oxygen binding. So the oxygen is binded in the copper B and cytochrome A3 site, which is reduced to water. Okay. So the cytochrome C oxidase contains 2 copper and 2 iron units. Okay. So cytochrome first take cytochrome A, that is this one, which has 2 iron, either in the Fe2 in the reduced form and also oxidized form, and it also contains copper, 2 copper active sites, copper A and copper B. So this copper A and the copper B connected by the bridging ligand, which is such as cysteine residue. Okay. So the copper A and copper B is connected by the bridge called cysteine residue, and this EMe unit has 2 axial histidine residues So the electrons are here to here. So the electrons get transferred from copper to iron side through the histidine residue. So in cytochrome A, the 2 copper sites and iron sites are joined by the histidine residue or connected by the histidine residue. So the flow of electron from copper side to iron side through the histidine residue is happening. Here among this Fe2 and Fe3, this Fe3 is which is in the oxidized form. So during this electron transfer, the Fe2 get converted into Fe3. So this Fe3 is EPR active. Okay. EPR active. In similar way, the cytochrome A3 also having 2 iron sites, 2 copper sites. Okay. So here this Fe3 and Fe2 sites are there. So this Fe2 and copper B, so which is connected antiferromagnetically, which is EPR inactive, because this Fe site is connected with the copper site, so there is no flow of electrons very easily, so it is EPR inactive. Okay. So this is about the 2 copper site and 2 iron sites. These 2 copper and iron sites are in the cytochrome C oxidase. So cytochrome C oxidase has 2 copper centers and 2 iron centers, which is described as copper A and copper B, and EMe A and EMe3. So otherwise known as cytochrome A, cytochrome A3. So in cytochrome A, both the iron sites and copper sites are there. So both the iron and copper sites are connected by the histidine residue. So the flow of electrons takes place from copper to iron through this histidine residue. So in this FeR3, iron 3 is a EPR active. In cytochrome A3, again it has 2 sites, copper sites and 2 iron sites. Here this 2 iron and copper are coupled antiferromagnetically, so hence it is EPR inactive. Okay, so the metals in the cytochrome A3 is EPR inactive, and in cytochrome A it is a EPR active. Okay. So during the electron transfer, the iron gets binded with oxygen atom and forms bridged complex. Okay. So 3 mononuclear dioxygen complex. So during the site of oxygen, so the oxygen is the active site which is present in He A3 and copper B site. So during the electron transfer, the ion binds the oxygen and form the mononuclear dioxygen complex. The further the mononuclear dioxygen complex reacts with, this was in the +2 oxidation state, reacts with ion 3 in the active site. It forms binuclear peroxo bridged complex. Okay. So this peroxo bridged complex, this complex is very stable at low temperature. As soon as the temperature gets increased, the peroxo bridge gets cleaved. Okay. So at high temperature, the peroxo bridge gets cleaved to forms 2 moles of oxo complex, which ion was in the +4 oxidation state. So okay, this further the oxo complex reacts with peroxo complex, which forms we regenerate the mononuclear dioxygen complex with the mu oxo dimer. Okay, so it's a 2 metal ion bridged by the oxygen, so mu oxo dimer. Okay, so these are the reaction binding of oxygen in the ion side. So the overall reaction will be, the net reaction will be so it forms the ion binds with oxygen and forms the mu oxo dimer. Okay. So this is the net reaction of oxygen binding in He site. In similar way, the copper also gets binds by the oxygen and converts finally into the water molecule. In similar way, in copper site, copper was in the first +1 oxidation state. After binding with oxygen, copper gets oxidized and forms a copper peroxide complex. Then this copper reacts with the proton gradient, which is present in the mitochondrial membrane. So inner mitochondrial membrane pumping the proton to convert the oxygen to water. And then this hydrogen peroxide reacts with copper 1, which converts to copper 2+ and 2 water molecule. So the net reaction of this So this is the net reaction, that is conversion of oxygen to water, and was happening in the copper active site. Okay. So the flow of electron takes place from cytochrome C to copper B and He A. Sorry, copper A and He. So this is the flow of electrons. So during the flow of electron, transfer of electrons, copper get oxidized from copper 1 to copper 2, and iron get oxidized from iron 2 to iron 3. But oxygen get reduced to water in the presence of 4 proton and 4 electrons. So the proton are pumped by the inner mitochondrial membrane which contains copper B and heme A. So which prompts the 4 protons and provides the conversion. So this is about the cytochrome C oxidase, and cytochrome C oxidase is the enzyme which is used to convert the oxygen to water molecule. So this is about cytochrome C oxidase. Okay, thanks for watching.